Hey GX community, today we are going to look at something that is 100% of the time overlooked. And you guys probably think preventive maintenance only pertains to, I don't know, tire wear, alignment, engine oil, transmission oil, differential oil, cabin air filter changes. But have you guys ever had a CV boot torn? Your constant velocity boot. Do any of you guys know what a CV boot is? It is a rubber piece. It looks like an accordion. It's a rubber piece that protects your axle and your joints from dirt, water, debris, sand from accumulating on those joints in order for your car, your truck, to turn smoothly. But because it's made out of rubber, it's going to have a lifespan, because it will eventually wear and tear due to extreme heat and extreme cold climate conditions. Extreme heat will cause the rubber boot to become all dried up, get all brittle with cracky lines on it, and eventually tear. Now let's look at the opposite end of that spectrum. In cold climates, water builds up on your CV boots or on any rubber parts of your brake system or your suspension system. That water will eventually turn to ice or freeze, and that will tear up the rubber boot also. Now if you're driving your GX460 on a daily basis, this is what you're doing to your CV boots. You're constantly turning left and right, up and down, left and right, up and down, left and right, up and down, constantly on a daily basis. Because it's rubber, it's eventually going to split at the seams. And once it splits at the seams, all the grease that it contains inside that rubber boot is going to shoot all over your brake components and all over your wheel well, and it's going to create a big old mess. But folks, it doesn't have to be that way. That's why we have a preventive maintenance process that we're going to go through right now. It is totally avoidable if you follow these steps. Your CV boot is made of rubber. Rubber has a lifespan. We already agreed to that fact. And if you Google it, Google will tell you your CV boot rubber will last about 80,000 miles. Maybe shorter if you live in extreme weather condition states. But the magic number is 80,000 miles before it starts showing signs of wear. If you take a microscope up to it or some kind of magnifying glass up to you, you're going to start to see cracks inside the rubber, especially at the seams. But many of us don't even know our CV boot is going out until it's too late, until we start hearing clunky noises when we make our left or right turn. You can be cheap. You can take it to the mechanic and buy that CV boot for 20 bucks, but all you're really doing is fixing something that is already broken. You're putting a band-aid onto it because you're not seeing what type of damage has already been done by driving with a dried out axle joint. Now, if you're not cheap, you can go ahead and buy the parts, which is roughly about $200 something for just one axle. You can have a mechanic install it for maybe, I don't know, 300 bucks, maybe $500, $600 total for parts and labor. But folks, this video is not about replacing your axle. This video is about doing the maintenance to prevent having to replace your axle. What I want you guys to do right now is go out and buy a can of WD-40 Specialist Silicone Quick Drying Lubricant. Silicone lubricant is long lasting, absorbs rubber material, keeps your rubber protected from heat, and it resists water, so water cannot accumulate and turn to ice on your boot. It also leaves a non-staining film, which doesn't attract dirt, which is a good thing, being that your CV boot is so close to the ground. I found the cheapest place to actually buy this. You can actually buy it on Amazon. I will provide you a link below this video. It is the cheapest place that I have found. Trust me guys, this can is around 10, 11 bucks. I found it on Amazon for $7 and something change. Or if you don't want to wait for the extra day or two for delivery and want to spend an extra buck or two, go to your local Walmart and pick up a can. Some of them actually do have this can, and some of them I went to didn't carry this. And folks, the reason why I call it Walmart is, and I have no idea why, but the stars and the universe just lines up perfectly where whenever I go to Walmart, I always have a sudden urge to fart, and I cannot explain it. I just can't, I'm sorry. So I just started calling it wall fart. My whole entire family calls it wall fart, and the name stuck. So I actually put together a petition, and I'm sending it out to the social universe to have it signed by a minimum of 50,000 people, and I'm going to send it to Walmart corporate to have their name changed to wall fart. I want to see how far I can go, and if I'm able to get their name changed to wall fart, I will buy each and every single one of you a can of WD-40 silicone lubricant. Okay, so folks, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and lift up our truck and remove the two front wheels. We are going to turn the whole entire wheel assembly to the left. We're going to spray the whole entire front side of the CV boot, and we're going to steal the rack and pinion boot. Then we're going to spin the whole entire wheel to the right, and then we're going to spray the rear portion of the CV boot and the rear portion of the rack and pinion. The reason why we have to do this is because your CV boot looks like an accordion. It has a bunch of flaps in it like this. Those flaps are closed when you turn your wheel a certain direction, and then they expand and they open up when you turn your wheel the opposite direction. You want it to open up so you could get to all the nooks and crannies of that accordion boot. So this video was primarily for the CV boot because I had the CV boot tear on me before, but because our rack and pinion boot is down there also, and we also have ball joints, we also have other things that are also made of rubber. Since we're already down there, we're going to create coverage for everything rubber down there so we can extend its lifespan to the life of the vehicle instead of having to replace them due to early failure.